Welcome. This channel is about the process, discipline, and consistency, not hype. The goal today isn't to make money, it's to execute my plan. It's Friday, January 2nd, 2025. I will be trading Palantir, ticker PLTR on the 1 minute chart. I keep my trading simple on purpose to fit my personality and my lifestyle. By eliminating noise, I don't believe is necessary to succeed in the market. This is for education purpose only. All right, let's recap. I waited for this setup for 4 hours or more. Let me explain why. It's a long time. So the last time I traded, it was Wednesday, December 31st, Christmas Eve, and that was a loss. So, and today I hesitate to take the first setup that I had, the first awesome setup that I had. Every time I have a loss, the next trade I take after the loss, I hesitate the first attempt. I need to break this cycle. It's been happening for a while and I'm having a hard time breaking this cycle. So this probably deserves a trading psychology video because it's very stressful and it's very hard, and I'm sure every trade deals with this, but just they don't talk about it enough, or they don't talk about it because it's embarrassing. It shows like weakness, even if it's not. It's just a part of the process, things that we face in trading. So this was the first setup, bearish, because it has this pattern here. Also touch the high of the last trading day, reject, bouncing here, put a pattern here. I didn't take this pattern because it bounced. It was on the low of the last trading day here. So I wasn't sure of the direction, but it was a good pattern to go bearish, but I didn't know if it was gonna reverse or not. So I was waiting for a bearish under, break the low here, broke the low. It held here, breaking this pattern bearish, and has room to the other low here from previous days. I don't know what day was this, but it was some day back then. I didn't take this trade. This was perfect. I hesitate. I was right on the direction. I wait for everything and I hesitate because my mind went like, oh, the last time was a loss and that was painful. I don't want to feel the same way now. So, and then you don't take the trade because you want to avoid the pain, but you can't avoid pain in trading. But I'm human, of course. I'm gonna, it's hard. And so I didn't take this trade. And bam, that's what happened. And also this trade, I supposed to enter here. But I put my entry right here, avoiding giving myself some room for my stop or something. But my stop is all the way down here. I don't know what I was thinking. Like it was a hesitation. Bam, was a winner. And then I told myself, so I I need to take a trade to break this cycle, force myself to take a trade to force, not forcing taking bad setups or revenging trade or chasing moves or being fun, but waiting for the perfect setup, waiting for the good setup, and force yourself to take the trade, even if it takes 5-6 hours. So this was 9 o'clock. So I took the other trade, I think it was 1:30. So it was like 4 hours away from the setup. So I told myself, I gotta take a trade. So I need to break the cycle, because then I take the trade. If there's a winner or a loss, doesn't matter. I have to force myself to take the trade when the setup presents itself. Otherwise, I'm going to keep doing the cycle over and over. I have to force myself. And that's what I'd be waiting for. So, and I said, I'm only going to take a good setup in the area, in the high or the low, that I have more probability for a winner. But if it's a loss, it doesn't matter. The point is, for me, is to take the trade when the setup, my setup presents itself. It doesn't matter if it's going to be a winner or a loss. That's what I've been doing. It channeled all the way down to the low. This was another low of some previous day. And one time I thought it was going to break here, but it didn't. And then bounce on the bottom of this channel. It has so many touches here. So my buyer was bullish, of course, because I had room to the back to the high. And so I got in this trade 1 o'clock. So it was 4 hours. I waited for this setup 4 hours. This is crazy. I don't have nothing going on today, because usually I stop trading at 10:30. But I needed to break this cycle today. I need to see a perfect setup. Even if it take me all day, I was going to sit here until the market closes. If it don't give me a setup, it's fine. But if it give me a setup, I was going to take the setup no matter what. And that's exactly what I done. That's what I should done in the other trade that was bullish. Put my entry after when the bar forms. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. That's terrible. Now then I can think clearly. So I said, this is the setup. It broke this channel. It has room to the high, to the low, back to the low of this day. And it went right here. Almost had my target, and then put all this chopping going downtown. Looks like a reversal, but maybe not enough. But the point was for me to take the trade when the setup presents itself. That's exactly what I done. I didn't want to take because I said, oh, it's gonna be a loss because it looks so bearish. But that's not the point. The point is it's being extended, fit my criteria is extended. Put this channel is a pattern, has so many touch, has room to my target, and I took the trade. And I'm going to probably make trading psychology about this, because this is a very important. I'm sure lots of trades struggle with this if they figured out a way, but at one point they probably struggle with this, because this is a very common thing. Because after a loss, it's normal to hesitate, but we have to break the cycle. So this is exactly what I done, and I think this is a very important topic to talk about it, because I just experienced this, and I'm being experienced this lately, and I need to break this cycle. I can just have this. I have perfect setups for me, and I decide and I hesitate not taking them, and they cost me so many hours in the day to wait for this setup. I'm glad this worked, because it feels better if it does work. Even if you took the trade, it's a good setup. You take the trade and work through. It confirms that, reinforce even more what are you trying to do. But then it cost me like 4 hours waiting for this trade. I should be done like before 9:30. as usual. But I learned my lesson, and I'm going to force myself every time I have a loss. I'm gonna take the trade. I have to force myself to take the trade no matter what, because it's part of the process, nothing else. So this was the trade for today, and this was the lesson. So after a loss, you have to force yourself to take the next trade if it fits your criteria. If it meets everything in your criteria, you should take the trade. It doesn't matter what happened to the last trade. The last trade doesn't dictate what's gonna happen with this trade. The point is to take your trade no matter what's happening. It's to follow your rules. It's not to make money, it's not to be right and wrong. It's to take the setups and follow your rules no matter what. And always process over profits and discipline over dopamine. Thanks for watching.